I'm Katie, Katie Sutton, and I would describe myself as a mixed race person of white and black Caribbean descent. My grandma was born in Jamaica and moved over here. So I grew up in East London, it's in a place called Leytonstone, near Stratford, and it was so diverse there. People from all backgrounds. Most people in my class came from the Middle East and from bits of South Asia, but there were lots of people from all backgrounds. And then when I was 9 or 10, I moved out to where my mum grew up in Hertfordshire, in a town called it feels like a village sometimes, a town called Harpenden, and it's very white. So I think that difference, as I was trying to understand who I was as a mixed race person, was hard because conversations about race just didn't happen in Harpenden in the same way. My parents always taught me to be really proud of who I was as a mixed race person. But I think being someone who's a lot lighter than maybe other people who are white and black Caribbean, and having finer hair and not having as tight curls, although I benefit from a lot of privilege from that, and I can describe that with more nuance now that I'm maybe bordering on a grown-up, I feel like, I had lots of conversations with my teachers in London, and, I remember being in a reading group. I was so excited about a book we were reading and the word Caucasian came up and I didn't know what it meant. So I said, hey, what's this? And my teacher said, oh, that's white, that's what white people are, and kind of went into depth and then said, like you. And I said, but, explained where my dad and my grandma were from, and she wouldn't have it. She was so adamant I was Caucasian. My parents weren't very, they had a little meeting. But I think experiences like that, feeling like I wanted to be more visually belong to one category, I felt a bit invisible in being able to claim that part of myself. Going into the piece, I found it so hard to determine what I wanted to talk about. I think the idea of water really was like a turning point for me, both in terms of travel and it being, the way in which people of different racial backgrounds mix, but also and the history of slavery specifically, and then also kind of this one drop rule, which I'm so interested by. I think that I wanted to talk about how, even though, I think my heritage is so natural and I'm so proud of who I am, and even if I have struggle with it and struggle to feel like I sort of belong somewhere, I know that I'm proud of it, and I know that I'm so proud of kind of black contributions historically, that I wanted to get to this idea of belonging and how water is very fluid and you can't categorise it. So the object I chose that I felt related to my heritage was this little snow globe, and it has Jamaica on it and a little seashell in it, and you shake it and it's all got lots of little plasticky glimmery bits, and my cousins bought it for me when they came round one summer. And I have it on my desk always, and I think it's just this small little, I think it's ironic that it's a snow globe, but it's got a sandscape in it. It's really kind of touristy and kind of maybe a bit garish, but I think it's really sweet and pretty. I think it encapsulates how I feel so proud of who I am and of showing that to other people, but that I feel that there's a real disconnect between myself and Jamaica, where my grandma's from. I just thought it was really funny. There's this kind of thing that's so kind of disconnected to the other things in my room, that I have it on my desk and it sits there, and I look at it and I remember. So yeah.